that is speaking of the angels. All right, so let me continue. Verse 5. So Genesis 6 and 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the earth, for repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High. Okay, so now it repented, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So he saw the wickedness, you know. Matter of fact, let me go back up to yeah, I was thinking about another point. But okay, so the wickedness, let me get, this is second Ezra's 3, and I'm gonna start at 4. Alright, so the whole thing about the Most High repenting that he made man and the wickedness was great. Alright, so this is second Ezra's 3 and 4. I'm gonna start at 4. O Most High, who beareth rule, thou spakest at the beginning when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people, and gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. Okay. And thou ladest him into paradise. Obviously we know this is talking about Genesis, the first and second chapter. And thou leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand hath planted before ever the earth came forward. And unto him thou givest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointest death in him, and in his generations, of whom came nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number. Okay, and every people walked after their own will, and did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments. Okay, so just like the scriptures say, they walked in their own evil imagination. In fact, let me get that again. And yeah, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. All right, so let me go. Verse 9. And again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelled in the earth, and destroyest them. Okay, and it came to pass, and every of them, that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these. Nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men. Okay, so showing you there's no talk of angels having sex with women. The scriptures clearly say that they transgressed and they became wicked, which is transgression of the law, showing that the law was here during the time of Adam and not just exclusive to Israel. Okay, so let me see. Let me see it. Thinking about seeing if I have another precept on that. Bear with me real quick. All right, so let me get this is showing you just another scripture. This is SIRACH 40. I'm gonna start at the top. So SIRACH 40, and I'll start at the top. Yeah. So great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. Their imagination of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart. And that's basically like every man. Obviously, we all come from Adam, as Second ESDRAS, the sixth chapter tells you. And then this is what happens with man. Their imagination of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts, like worrying about death, and people worrying about when they're gonna die and how life is, which is gonna go more in depth to it. From him that sitteth on a throne of glory unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes, from him that weareth purple and a crown unto him that is clothed with a linen frock, wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed his night sleep do change his knowledge. A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle. When all is safe, he awakened and marveled that the fear was nothing. Okay, here's the point. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, these things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Okay, so let me read that again. Verse 8, Ecclesiasticus 40 verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Okay, so for their sakes, that's so all this wickedness. This is why the flood came. Okay, so again, there's no talk of angels having sex with women. Is the scriptures don't say that. The why angels having sex with women is why the flood came. That doesn't say that. All right, so okay, so from there I'm gonna go to Ecclesiasticus or chapter 44, and I'm gonna start at 17. Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. So again, just like for instance, right now, the remnant, the Most High has a remnant that He's gonna save and I'm gonna get that, showing that the second death is gonna be with fire. The remnant that's gonna be able to make it out of that fire and not be able to be destroyed. That's the same thing as the time of the flood. But the point I was getting out of this is Noah was found perfect and righteous. What does that have to do with angels having sex with women? You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with. So if angels having sex with women is, this reasons why the flood came, then I mean that doesn't make any sense for angels to have sex with women, and then Noah, he's doing something righteous. What was Noah doing that that you can't even come up with any foolishness to it just doesn't sound right. But you know therefore, matter of fact, let me read it again. Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore was he left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came. An everlasting covenant was made with him, that all flesh should perish no more by the flood. Okay, so again, he was in the time of wrath. So again, when the Lord comes back, what is that? That's the time of wrath. So just like during the time of Noah was found righteous, and basically he was the elect. He was gonna make it. He was gonna be saved. All right. So and let me show you. So he was perfect and righteous. Let me get a few scriptures to show what's perfect and what's righteous. All right. How can you be perfect and how can you be righteous? Okay, so this is Ecclesiasticus 34 now, and 8. The law shall be found perfect without lies, and wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth. Okay, so I mean that's plain. Let me get let's see. Let me get Psalms. This is Psalms 19 and Psalms 19 and 7. Alright, so the law of the Most High is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Most High is sure, making wise the simple. Okay, so I mean, the law is perfect. So that's what Noah was involved in while he was getting saved. Because let me go to Psalms. Let's get it. Psalms. Let's get Psalms 119 and 172. My tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. Okay, so the righteous, he was found, he was perfect and righteous. So how are you righteous? By keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Just like you have unrighteousness, and then you have righteousness. Righteousness is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Unrighteousness is obviously contrary. So that's how you're someone that's righteous. Matter of fact, let me get one more precept. Let me see. And then I'll close it out. This is Psalms, still in Psalms. And this matter of fact, I love this scripture because this is, like I always say, this is a cut on you fake pastors, and people that claim they're righteous, and and look at certain type of pastors and bishops and all that and as righteous men. All right, this is Psalms 37 and 30. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. And Job 28 and 28, that wisdom. And Deuteronomy 4, I think it's 4, 5 through 8, is also wisdom, which is the law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 31. The law of his power, so showing that this is speaking of an Israelite, the law of his power is in his heart, which is the mind. None of his steps shall slide. So let me read that again. Psalms 37 and 30. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. The law of his power is in his heart, none of his steps shall slide.